Hello, welcome back regular viewer, loyal subscriber to Crusader Kings 3. Ooh, and this is going to be a difficult episode. The Kingdom of Hauserland has been broken up by civil war. We have just succeeded the throne from our mother. We are playing as the Magaya Daura II. She is 27 years old, married, but she has inherited a pile of problems here. Our main army has been cornered in this province over here. The enemy army, with superior numbers, if inferior quality, is closing in on us. Our allies are scattered because we're already conducting a war for a territory over here. And the kingdom has been plunged into chaos. So I'm incredibly nervous about recording this session because I'm not that experienced with CK3 and trying to engineer a way out of this situation to continue the growth of our previous ruler and to try and increase our successes as a dynasty. This is going to be tricky, I think. But a colleague of mine at work who used to run emergency telephony systems said there are 3 steps to resolving any crisis, even in life or death situations. The first is to get a grip of yourself. The second is get a grip of your team. And the third is get a grip on the problem. So we're going to take his advice. And the first thing we're going to do is learn a little bit about our new ruler, Daura II. So this is who we're playing as. 27-year-old Daura. She is just, deceitful, which is a sin in the eyes of the Boris. She is fickle, which means she's good at diplomacy, perhaps a little less good at financial decision making. But she's more resistant to hostile schemes because, of course, she keeps changing her plans around. She has a very modest education as a clerk. And she has a trait of reclusivity. She tends to want to sequester herself away and neglect her responsibilities, which gives her a malus in both diplomacy and stewardship. But she does gain a benefit in the reduction of stress, which is a positive thing. From a stat point of view, we are quite weak in diplomacy and martial skill, so we're going to have to rely on support for those. We're a good steward, despite the fact that we're fickle and reclusive. We are a thrifty clerk, and our sense of justice gives us a bonus to our taxes and our domain limit. We're sort of average on intrigue kind of stuff. Our tendency towards fibbing obviously gives us a benefit, but that's balanced by our inner sense of justice that we want to achieve. And we are learned. We have a good education, and we have been brought up in a kingdom where our control over our holy sites is becoming very positive. So those are to our benefit. We are not really a warrior, so we're not going to be taking to the lands. And we have a medium health boost and reduced stress gain. A chance encounter with a meal at a feast has reignited this person's passion for life. So we come into this particular episode having eaten a fantastic dinner and suddenly seeing the reason why we wanted to be ruler. We're carrying 12 titles. Our top titles, we have Kingdom of Hauserland, Kingdom of Canaan, and the Kingdom of Igbo Benue, Kingdom of Sao. So we have 4 top-level kingdom titles, and a number of High Chieftain titles, and then a couple of lower-level titles. I was definitely, this is the hardest bit of the game to get your head around, is how all of these title hierarchies work and what the consequences of handing them out to other people are going to be in terms of succession planning. But the number of duchies that we're holding are clearly going to be part of the problem, and that's going to be a challenge. We've got some claims, but we'll come back to that later. We have a relationship with the Kingdom of Borgu over here. We're allied to them, and that's been very positive for us in terms of troops. We'll have to have a look at our alliances. We have no consorts at the moment. Consorts would be good for boosting the number of children that we have. We have 3 children at the moment. Our eldest son is 8 years old. We have our daughter and heir, because of course we're a female preference kingdom. She currently has titles heir to the Kingdom of Hausaland and Igbo Benue, and our younger daughter, Kingdom of Canaan and Kingdom of Sao. So at the moment, our highest level titles of kingdoms will be distributed equally between our surviving female heirs. So we'll have to have a think about that as we go along, how we're going to manage that. They are, however, unmarried, and this presents an opportunity for us in terms of building alliances which might help to resolve some of the current problems that we're in. So at the moment, our stress levels are very low. We have 27 stress, so we're feeling quite relaxed about things. We have a decent income coming in, although with our armies raised we are losing money a little at the moment. We're gaining prestige at quite a rate here, 6.3, and we're gaining a little bit of piety as we go, and our dynasty is continuing to grow in renown. We're inside our domain holdings, so we have shed enough of our minor titles in order to ensure that people are not unhappy, but we still hold too many duchy level titles for our vassals' comfort. Now, from one of the key decisions that we have to make here is choosing a lifestyle. If we have a look at the options, because we have a stewardship education focus, the stewardship tree will allow us to grow quicker in that regard than any of the others. And if we have a quick look at that, the AI has already unlocked a number of skills that we have. So we have more effective tax collection when we set our chancellor, or not our chancellor, our steward, sorry, to collecting taxes. We gain a fort level and have increased garrison size, which is a good defensive measure for us. And our levy reinforcement rate is doubled, which is going to be very important if we end up losing in various wars. We could carry on down this route, gaining benefits in construction time. Not brilliant. Development growth is useful, but if we weren't at war, that would be more powerful. And popular opinion, plus 50. Well, this will be fantastic if we are struggling for opinion. And given our diplomacy is poor, I think that might well be an issue. We could increase our domain limit. And finally, the architect trait. It increases our stewardship a little bit, and gives us some relatively... If we are consolidating our kingdom rather than expanding it, this might be the way to go. We can gain money for hooks. We don't have a liege, so this is pointless. Although getting more levies from our vassals might not be a bad thing, if we have vassals, of course. Right now we are pretty light on vassals, so ultimately that's where we're at. I'm not going to make this decision at the moment. So choosing a lifestyle locks you into this particular tree for, I think it's 6 years, which means 3 picks pretty much. And it might be that we want to switch to one of these other focuses if we have a look at our problems that we're facing. So I'm going to leave that at the moment. Our house, we have 37 living members of our dynasty. So our mother, Daura Mother First, has had a sister who has a couple of children, but she herself had many children, many of whom have gone on to have children of their own, and so our dynasty is expanding greatly, although we are still insignificant in the whole scheme of things. And if we just go back to the view and open our legacies, we took fertility bonus as our first dynasty pick, and we're a little way towards the next pick, 247 at the moment, so only a quarter of the way along. And we were having a look at, maybe optimizing our blood traits, or looking at prestige growth to gain development speed on our dynasty. So that's doing okay at the moment. We're not in imminent danger of losing our dynastic way. Our religion, the Bori, it's unreformed at the moment, but we have got a head of faith. It's an esotericism religion, so if we give our children learning education focus, they might get wise man, or wise woman, mystic or miracle worker, which are all virtues. And miracle worker gives you bonus opinions, so if we could ensure that perhaps our children have that, if they become rulers, then they can gain opinion, which will be useful. Adorcism, which is a kind of animist religion believing in spirits in the world that can possess people to make them or help them do fantastic things. That is, it makes a virtue of possessed, which, although it has a penalty on lifespan and attractiveness, it is considered a virtue. So any possessed guests that come through will be considered to be virtuous and holy, and gain in piety. And we can also go into the desert and with an offering and seek the assistance of spirits for a period of time. With ritual celebrations, when we hold a feast, we earn piety as well as prestige, and vassals are more likely to attend feasts, and we can gain opinion from our vassals in that way. We are a society that believes in equality, or that's what the Bori faith preaches. We're a pluralist religion, which gives our county conversion speed is slowed down considerably, but the opinion penalties for our religion is reduced because we're more accepting of other faiths that live in our land. And we are a theocracy, which means temple holdings are leased out to their holder's realm priest, and then we gain a theocratic vassal. Temple holdings, I don't think I've built any temple holdings. It could be it's locked behind technology at the moment. Consorts are accepted. We can legitimize, our children of concubines are legitimized based on approval. Divorce is always allowed, and we avoid consanguinity, so intermarriage, and the risk of developing inborn traits are avoided. We accept same sex relationships, but adultery is frowned on. So we approve of relationships within consenting groups of adults. Killing kin is criminal, but we accept deviancy. So the expression of love for anything other than kind of what society believes as normal is considered fine, and we accept witchcraft as part of the our religious doctrine. Only women can be priests, but clerical appointment can be revoked, and priests are allowed to marry, which gives us some advantage in the management of our court. Currently our head of faith is a 52-year-old. She sort of likes us +1. She doesn't like the fact that we're deceitful and our diplomacy scores against us, but given that our Chancellor is working on our behalf, she's relatively positively swayed to us. She too is fickle, generous and diligent. She's perhaps not the greatest looker, but I don't think that's important to her. She's a scholar with 29, which is fantastic. So I think our religion, and if we go to the religion review over here, the religion of Bori is developing very well. Last time we captured this territory down here to gain this holy site, and we were pushing eastwards to try and get win this particular holy site over here, as part of kicking out the Kushite religion, to expand the word of Bori along with our territory. I don't think we had any other holy sites apart from those in Central Africa, which is going to be fine. So religion continues. I doubt this character is ever going to have the piety, being a sinner, to be able to reform the faith, but we'll see. Just in terms of Hausa people are where our tribe, the tribe of Daura, come from. We are now encompassing many other cultures, gradually spreading the Hausa culture to try and reduce the amount of friction between various people. That's going to be part of our goal. So I think from a position as a ruler, being unstressed, being relatively young at 27, being healthy, being fertile, our spouse is an evil blackguard, and it might be that I'll want to divorce him to gain a different ruler to support me, because his stats are not amazing. Plus, he's sadistic and arrogant, which is that's sinful to our reasons, but he's an adulterer as well. So in terms of how well we've done with husbands, not brilliant. He's unlanded, he has claims, but he doesn't have he's of the wrong religion. So as rulers go, he's not a fantastic spouse, and it could be that I want to have a look for an alternative for myself. That's choosing someone to marry off. Anyway, we'll come back to maybe divorcing him in a little bit. Let's look at our realm. We're currently on high tribal authority, which means our direct vassals have a -10 opinion of us, but we can revoke titles and we can bring vassals back from elsewhere. I could reduce that if I felt I needed to get a boost to vassal opinion. But I'll keep that ability to revoke opinions. I can't yet pass absolute tribal authority because that -30 vassal opinion is appalling. And independent tribal rulers may settle. Okay. Cost of 622 prestige. We'll have a look at that later. Of our vassals, we have many vassals who do not like us. In fact, none of our vassals like us, and this, I'm going to say, is probably one of the big problems we're going to have to resolve. And I am not the rightful liege of all of these people. Songhai. Right, so I've got some people here reporting into different kingdoms and duchies, so we need to tidy up this and try and rebalance. I have no allies in court, so that is a key issue to begin with. So my successor is my daughter. She's 6 years old. We'll probably come to her a bit later on. Looks like we're going to lose titles on succession. Of course, 2 kingdom titles and a chieftain, because titles, top level titles, will be split equally between my daughters when it comes to succession. Now in our domain we have 2 development 8, of course, Daura and Kano, and we control Kabi and Sokoto, so we've got some land over here. This land and this land here, which is where we're based, but these 2 are very poorly developed, and this is where the majority of our troops come from. But we're not receiving any money from there anyway. Reduced by 71% due to low county control. Okay, we've got control issues. Right, so that's the realm. Where are we militarily? Well, our military has just taken a punch in the gut with the succession change. My mother was a tremendously potent military leader, and so now this has shrunk quite considerably. We can call on nearly 2,000 troops, but we have 300 of them are not raised levies, so we might want to look at doing that. We have 9 champions. Our best champion doesn't like us, but she's level 19. We have 18, 15, and she's not a knight at the moment. My husband is a 15, so if we do divorce him and he leaves the court, we're going to lose a capable knight. What's this little icon here? Known criminal, of course. 14, 13, my marshal is here, that's okay. Couple of courtiers who are allowed to be knights but aren't currently knights. I've got a vassal at 10, another vassal at 10, and a couple of 9s. So we have a niece and vassal. I'm going to forbid that she takes part in wars. My chancellor and vassal I'm forbidding at 6. My spymaster at -100, that's going to be a key issue to resolve. I can't have a spymaster who hates me at a loose end. Half sister. I'll protect my half sister and my brother. Courtiers are okay. I have a rival. Funnily enough, my rival doesn't hate me as much as my spy master, but this isn't great. She's an adulterer, but a renowned physician. I better make sure I don't hire her. Lustful, lazy and stubborn. She's married to my vassal, so I'm not going to get rid of her. Particularly. Right, I don't have enough money to hire mercenaries, and we haven't formed a holy order, so we're just going to have to leave that at the moment. So let's have a look at our council. My king, evil blackguard though he is currently assisting me as a ruler, which means I'm getting bonus to politics, chivalry and court intrigue, with some minor help on domain and patronage. My high priestess here isn't very good. She only has 7 learning and she doesn't like me. So what I might do is swap her out for somebody more capable if I am allowed to. All of these guys hate me. Of course the short reign -20 is not going to help here, and the fact I'm a sinner isn't going to help her particularly. But I've got high tribal authority, which gives me a 10 penalty. I'm holding too many duchies, which is a -30. Yeah, and my diplomacy isn't brilliant. But I am respected, they liked my mother, and my sense of justice will help. I do have a strong hook. Oh, he has a strong hook on me. I murdered someone? Hang on. Hooks and secrets. Hooks on you. I murdered this person. I murdered a lowborn. Oh, was this one of the hunting issues? Yeah, I think I went on a hunt and I accidentally put an arrow in his back. But somebody found out about it. My brother, who is a dishonourable villain, so he will have no compunction leveraging that strong hook. I might have to think about how I'm going to manage that. I better start making notes, hadn't I? So I've got issue spy master -100. I'm going to high priestess replace. I've got my spouse, who likes me, probably the only person in the kingdom who seems to have a positive relationship with me, but I might want to get divorced. We've got consorts. We're going to be looking at alliances with my children who aren't currently betrothed, and duchies and vassals to try and improve opinion. Right, in terms of skills, my Chancellor is superb. Currently I've got him on foreign affairs, which boosts prestige and independent ruler opinion, with the side effect that you can shorten truce levels. But having him on domestic affairs, where he can increase vassal opinion, end internal wars, and the like, I think is going to be very important. So I'm going to swap him here to domestic affairs. So we immediately gain a boost to people's opinion of me. Not by a huge amount, but direct vassal opinion up 13.5, which is cool. My steward is also very good. Currently he's increasing domain taxes, which are at 0.8 at the moment, which isn't fabulous. and I can get extra taxes as a possible side effect. Is there anybody better at stewarding? No. My courtier here is a 17 in stewardship, so you'll be a decent backup. But you can keep that role. And given you've got a strong hook on me, that might be good to keep you at my side. Right, my marshal is currently organising levies, which increases my levy, garrison, size, reinforcement rate by 25%, and I can get a well-organised service or increased military presence, which will be both very valuable. If I was struggling for cost of men-at-arms maintenance, I can reduce it by 25%, or find new commander or knight. Well, while we're struggling for manpower, I think increasing levy size is going to be potent. Is there anyone better at being a marshal in my realm? Yes, there is. So, do I want Curb Manasseh to be my military leader? He is brave, compassionate and stubborn. Brave is a virtue to Boris as well as his religion. He is level 4 brilliant strategist, flexible leader. I like the cut of his jib. But he is my vassal. He's a coward, which is interesting. Let's have a look at you. So you're a brilliant strategist, you're honest, gluttonous and content. Well, I think while you are my vassal, you don't consider yourself a strong vassal, and you are intimidated by me. You only have one title, you are the Chief of Idoma. So I could probably swap you across to gain 2 points. He loses 20 opinion of me. No, 20 is not too bad, and given that you're content, you're unlikely to cause trouble. You, chappie, you really don't like me. You are High Chieftain of Igboland. You are a fantastic spy master at 30, but you really hate me. You have no prestige, no piety, you don't own any men. You're an elusive shadow and a seducer, but you are sick, which might stop you from conducting operations against me. While you are there, unless you get involved, which of course is a problem, how are we going to increase your attitude? You want to be chief of everything. Short reign minus 20. Too many duchies minus 30. It's your desires for land that give you the most penalty here. Maybe I should give you the land. I could send you a gift. How expensive would you be? Almost all my money and you would gain 11 opinion, which reduces every year. Okay, we've got to sort out our duchies, and you are a real problem area. Who's in court? No guests at the moment. I am able to invite champions, and I think that's something we want to do. It costs 150 prestige, but that is going to be fine. We can get that on straight away. We have no physician, so I'm going to search for a physician, and in the meantime, if I have a look through my court, who is my most learned member? 19 here. 23, but she's my rival, so I don't want her as my doctor. So, you. How about I appoint you as my court physician? Costs me 10 gold. But having a physician, I think, is going to be important. Right. Factions against me. Install... yeah, they're trying to take Hauserland away from me. I really don't want that. And you have a lot of supporters. This is what my mother should have dealt with. So that's my fault as a player. These guys want independence. Military power, 1,000%. It's these guys here, is it? Okay, I don't think they're a problem. Unless I'm reading that wrong. Right, in decisions I can seclude myself to focus my mind. I'm not sure I want to do that. But I can seek the aid of the spirits. I don't have a lot of piety here, and I don't have a lot of money. But I think, as a role-playing thing, when you become ruler for the first time, I think that's going to be important, isn't it? Right, I need Magadja to perform the ritual, so one of the first things we want to do is to see if we can replace my Magadja with somebody else. So I could account my courtier as Magadja. She's a mastermind philosopher, greedy, patient, arrogant, which is a sin. Having a sinner as a priestess. Okay. Now I wonder if I can sway you, or I can't send a gift because it would cost me too much. But perhaps my spy master is the person I need to be swaying. I might have a little bit of time before he starts plotting against me, but with 30 intrigue, my intrigue is not going to solve that. And I don't think I've got anybody else who could match him. Right. So, in terms of lifestyle focus, understanding people and their motives, how to handle realms, and how to win unwavering loyalty of the subjects, it has to be a diplomacy focus. So either gain fertility. I think I gain fertility here as well as diplomacy, and I'll go and have other children to strengthen my dynasty. Right. Could use befriend screen. Could improve my children. Where am I going? Close family opinion might be useful. Fellow vassals. I'm not a vassal, so that's going to be interesting. Well, we'll see how that goes for the moment. I don't think it's a bad place to be. So, husband, I want to... I can't divorce you because it costs piety. Okay, we'll have to leave that for the moment. So in our decisions, if we seek the aids of spirits, I suspect that will give me piety. Seek the aids of spirits. My new Magadja, Halima, brings me to a peaceful glade near a small stream, the steady trickle of water over the rocks creating a relaxing ambiance. The spirits like it here, Dorama. This is the best place for us to petition them. Holding up 2 baskets Halima brought with her, she adds, "Now we must decide on what kind of offering we shall leave." Okay, 75 gold's worth of cowries, fruit and myrrh. A traditional libation of grain and barassa. Spirits are likely to take notice. Or I could offend the spirits, although the audacity might impress them. Or don't risk angering the spirits. Well, I'm fickle and deceitful but just, and so I would probably stick with a traditional libation. Okay, so I can make that choice. Right, while I'm going to focus my husband, rather than just boosting general stats by 1, is boosting my court politics by 5, which should improve my relationships here. He's still at minus 100. So I'm going to have to do something with my my titles, and this is the bit I don't understand, so it's going to take me a little while. Right, so these are my highest level titles, which are kingdoms. So I can hand away the high chieftains to people, but I want to keep the one in which Daura is this one. I want the High Chieftain of Kano because this is my ancestral land, if you like. So the High Chieftain of Gobir. There are 13 claimants. He has a pressed claim. That's my brother. He has a strong hook on me for the murder. This is my steward. He's my brother, and he is a dishonourable villain. Do I really want to give him this chieftain? Well, it's quite a poor. It's quite a poor area. So. So, if I grant you the title of the High Chieftain of Gobir, you gain 60 opinion of me. You remain a vassal. Right, you already have 5 titles. You've got the High Chieftain of Katsina, but you can't have, and the Chieftain of Air. Got Zaria. So you've got the 3 lower kingdoms, and you've got the Chieftain of Air up here. Can I revoke that from you? May incur tyranny. He has a strong hook on me. So he's already got a Hive Chieftainship. I don't need to give him another one. So going back to Gobir, claimants. You had a lot of troops. None of you have a lot of troops. You, my niece, you have 3 titles. You have Tahoa, so you should have this High Chieftain title, shouldn't you? I think I'm going to give you that title. Grant title. High Chieftain of Gobir. You remain my vassal. Go. And that could be pulled into your thing, or do I? I don't have the your Chancellor and Vassal's primary title. So you own that. So I think if I go back to you, and if I revoke your title, not to that one, not to that one, to that one. This is an act of tyranny. You gain 18 stress. She gets a claim. She loses 80 opinion of you. Oh crikey. She will not accept. She will rise up. No, okay, I'll leave you with that. I've got to be dispersing titles, not revoking them right now. I'm just not in a strong enough position. Okay. So that's one of my High Chieftains gone. Do I still have too many held duchies? Yes, you can only hold 2 duchies before they start getting jealous. So I want which ones have I got? Kingdom, Kebi and Kano, and 1 Dala down here. I don't want that one really. Okay, so if I keep Kebi and Kano, 1 Dala, 13 claimants. Right, you again, brother, steward and vassal. My niece, or brother and vassal. Is he the one at war with me though? So you have 2 titles. You have the Chieftain of Takeda and Rano. Weird, okay. You have nothing to do with 1 Dala. Okay, more claimants. Let's have a look. Yeah, he's already attacking me, so do I really want to give him land? No, I can't, even if I wanted to, and that's fine. I completely understand that. So these guys now at least have a positive feeling about me. These people have unpressed claims. My nephews and nieces. My half-brother is treacherous. He's honourable. Wow, you've got claims, my man. Okay, you're glutton, you're trusting, greedy and curious at the moment. Child of my half-brother. You have 3 siblings. I do want it to be a member of my dynasty. And he is the oldest, I think. 7, 7, 15, so he's going to be the earliest to be able to support me. apart from this chap, my treacherous ravener of a brother. Fickle, deceitful and greedy. Do I really want that as one of my strong vassals? Who do I want as a strong vassal? Who's on my council? Where are the fists? None. I seem to be pretty... So I could replace Galadima So with this chap, and being my half brother and decent intrigue, he might be able to protect me from he's a sinner, he's fickle as well. Maybe I'll like that idea. He's got no children though. How old are you? You're 26. You've got an 18-year-old bride who is heir to the Germana of Mau. So if I was to grant you a title, right, you'd need a title to a county. Okay, so you're unlanded at the moment, you'd need a county. Do I own no counties in this area? Are they somewhere else? $1. Do I not hold any of these? I've just grabbed the kingdom title, but... Okay. You. You are an incredibly learned person. You're infirm. You have a number of children. You have a young wife. And you are 80 years old? Wow. Congratulations. He's my vassal. I want somebody who might be able to support me in a war. You're a wise woman. You're august and a charismatic negotiator. Shy, arrogant and impatient. You have children, including one daughter. Right. I can't give you... You have no liege, or you're not in my kingdom? Ah, you're in the wrong land. Content villain. So if I grant you the title of the High Chieftain of $1, you gain 60, which will take you into the positive. I can get you married, which will help. You are a fantastic knight, which is good. Right. Yeah, fine. Titles can be created. Well, yes. Duchy of Nupe, but I don't have the prestige to do that, I don't think, or the gold. So I'd need to go raiding. I can take consorts. Yeah, that's fine. No control. Okay. So now let's have a look at the council. Okay, minus 88 is better than minus 100. 14, 45, 25. Okay. getting better. Right, let's see if we can sort out the mess that is down here in Igbo land. What do we have? So, can I grant you vassals? My sister-in-law? You're very good. You can go. Yes. I gave him a vassal. You're at minus 23. I'll grant you a vassal. Sorry. Let's look at the... Where's the religious place in here? Igbo itself.